Well, the exhibition chronicles the rise of Italian fashion from the post-war period in the late 1940s through to the really glamorous explosion of the fashion catwalk shows in the 1950s, followed by, of course, the Hollywood on the Tiber moment in the 60s when so many Hollywood films were shot on location in Rome. And that leads us into the rise of ready-to-wear, what I like to call the kind of go-go years of Italian fashion, when Armani was featured on the cover of Time magazine in 1982, and Italian designers really, they helped to change the fashion language away from couture into designer ready-to-wear. And we conclude with a wonderful section devoted to the cult of the designer, and it showcases so many big-name brands that have really, it really illustrates how designers themselves have become more famous in some cases than their celebrity clients.
What do you think makes Italian fashion unique?
Our history, our craftsmanship, and the knowledge that we have that really make it possible.
All the fashion is so unique. The English fashion, the American, every country with the fashion and one personal expression about the life, the culture. The Italian culture is completely different about the British culture. I think the fashion reflects exactly what is the culture, the mode, the philosophy, the weather, everything.
Well, for me, the Italians really think women are fantastic, and they design to make women look even more fantastic. And obviously I heartily approve of that. They celebrate the female form, they celebrate femininity.
The craftsmanship is incredible. There is something, I think, about growing up in Italy that is taught. It's not even taught. I think you feel it. I think you feel the history. You know, whether you're rich or poor, growing up in Italy, you have an appreciation for beauty.
Feminine, glamorous, and sexy. And elegant. So it's very difficult to combine all those things. And if I can think about all the great designers that I wear, from Prada to Roberto Cavalli to Dolce Gabbana and before Valentino, there's so many great Italian designers.
I think what makes Italian fashion so unique for me is that there is an appearance of effortlessness in the way that Italians can dress.
I mean, it's that extraordinary history of, 5,000 years of gorgeousness. When we were running around in Woad here, they were doing embroidery.
I think that it has a sensibility that is at once opulent and relaxed. And it's very interesting that Mr. Paolo Bulgari says he makes beautiful jewels for a woman to wear to a picnic or a ball. So it's that joy in beauty in any setting that I think is very Italian.
Well, the Italians have always been famous for their craftsmanship, the materials, just a history of attention to detail.
Italian fashion is different for two reasons. It's sleeker and it's sexier. And this has actually always been the case, in my opinion, from about the 1960s onwards. And you would never mistake an Italian cut dress from a French one, or even from a British one, actually, come to that.
Italian fashion for me has to be the most sort of stand out. The way they use colour, the way that they always have a sense of fun about all the designs, and I just love wearing them.
If you think of the last 70 years of Italian fashion, is there a particular highlight for you?
It's been, as usual, fashion is moving all the time, so it really also adjusts to the time we're living in, and to the needs, and to the world that is changing so fast.
I'm a huge fan of Versace, so what can I say? The Gianni and Donatella legacy lives on, and it's just a wonderful house, and obviously the heritage and the historical references that they have, and it's like from a small town in Italy to like huge success. So it resonates with me as well. But you just can't live without that house. I don't think contemporary fashion would be the same without Versace. So.
Well, it has to be the 50s and the 60s. I love that era. It was glamorous in itself. Sometimes you watch movies from that period and you think, I wish I lived there.
The 80s and the early 90s were incredible for the Italian fashion, from Gianni Versace to Dolce & Gabbana when they just started, to Gianfranco Ferré. as well as Giorgio Armani was incredible. And I think that I was very young, I was a kid, but that for me represents the most incredible and iconic period for Italian fashion.
We are very happy that in this moment we can see all the Italian history.
Yes, there are so many moments. We are Roman. We remember very well the couture houses from Roma, but also the Florence moment with La Sala Bianca and Valentino. But we have so many moments to remember, and it's important to celebrate these moments here in London.
If you could choose one word that encapsulates Italian fashion, what would that be?
Passion.
For us, it's passion.